So the MLS just came out and said they're done with the U.S. Open Cup. They're not going to have their first teams playing it anymore for 2024. They're going to have the reserves, which is a Division 3. It's the MLS Next Pro, and those are the guys that they're going to send in to compete in the U.S. Open Cup. Now, if that isn't a slap in the face, I don't know what is. I've been saying this. The MLS only cares about the MLS. They do not care about soccer for the whole country. All they think about is profit for themselves. Now, through the USO perspective, I've said this because the MLS is like they're like a hook, like a claw, like an evil lurking, just looking around the map, seeing what team they're gonna snatch from the USL and take it into the MLS. That's what Don Garber is. He's kind of one of those sneaky little leeches or whatever. And I understand, right? It's a business, but that's all they focus on now. That's all they do is profit. You know, they want business for themselves, and they don't care who they bring down along the way. So the USL is going to have to do what they can to compete against them, because that's it. There is no unity. This is if this doesn't show that the MLS doesn't care, I don't know what will. The USL has to compete against the MLS, because that is the only way for them to survive now. Because MLS, what they're trying to do is have all the attention on them. All of, the TV broadcasting, only with them, only through them. They don't care. And how is soccer going to grow in the United States? It feels like it is growing, but it feels like MLS just only wants it for themselves. They only want the profits for themselves. So the USL has to step it up. They have to do something to bring more eyeballs to them. Because if they don't, I mean, are they always going to be a Division 2, are they always going to be looked upon to be lower, to be less than? Because when Don Garber did this, that is what it felt like he was saying to all of the other teams, all of the other leagues in this country, that he doesn't care, and he doesn't want you to succeed, because all he wants is them to be number one. Now, as someone who is a fan of the USL Championship, I want it to succeed, and it is succeeding, because it is growing. The numbers came out for this past season, and it was nothing but growth. So you have to keep that momentum going. You have to think of ways to bring new people into the sport, into the league, to find a team. If you have a team in your city, you have to support them. You have to bring more people to those games. I don't know, right? I don't know how to do it, but you have to brainstorm. And I think promotion and relegation, that would have been a huge boost. And because they didn't act upon that, it kind of pushed them back. It's almost like MLS, with this announcement, they're a few steps ahead of the USL because of this. So the USL, when they had that opportunity, they should have done it. They should have done it. Now, I will say this, to MLS's credit, the U.S. Open Cup in the United States, yes, it has so much history. Yes, it's the longest running tournament that we have in soccer, but there was no view of it. There was no, I didn't know where to watch it. Or I should say, yeah, I knew where to watch it, right? We have online, so you can find where to watch it. But what I mean is, there was no TV for it. There was no commercial for it. There was no, talks of it. So that's why the MLS said, this isn't for us. There's no profit. There is no incentive when they have Leagues Cup, when they're competing against a different country's teams, Liga MX, and you already have so much rivalry between the U.S. and Mexico. So that's why they said, we're going to do our own thing. So I understand that perspective of it. MLS was part of why there was no viewership of the Open Cup. They were kind of in charge of it in some aspect. So now with it, I want to see what happens next, because I think CBS is trying to get the Open Cup to have more viewership, but we need to advertise it. You need to advertise the U.S. Open Cup. And it was amazing to see, because sometimes championship teams or League One teams were defeating MLS clubs. And that's what the point of it was, in a way, for anyone to compete, anyone to showcase what their talents were. And I think that's why a lot of fans like the Open Cup, because it gives you like hope of your team. Hey, anything can happen. In sports, anything can happen. So again, I say, as a championship fan, the USL is going to have to step it up. They're really going to have to. They're going to have to ditch MLS. That's it. Nothing to do with MLS. And they're going to have to go after players. And I know it's easy to say, right? Oh, yeah, if I had all this money, if I had all that. But they're going to have to, with the fans, the loyalty that they have already, they have to, get as many people as they can on board, get as many supporters to support their teams. And you like to see it, because it is growing. It's a league that is growing. There is no denying that. USL has nothing to do with me, but I'm just a fan. And I hope that I can help for it to grow as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What can the USL do? What do you agree with MLS ditching it? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you find any value in this, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all on the next video.